Ready, sir? Okay. So what we've done is we've actually just looked at the lunge. Okay, and we've seen how getting things in the right sequence did almost no damage to the body because it was actually engaging the right triangulation, the skeletal alignment, and actually engaging muscles in order such that you weren't fighting against constrained muscles.
Or going against the hinges in the wrong direction.
Yeah, or not moving anything in the wrong direction. This is something to start thinking about when you actually start looking at your own fencing, the system you actually prefer to play with. Okay, so what you actually want to start looking at is you actually want to start looking at, like, even when it comes to the wrestling, look at how you're applying the force. Look at what you're doing. If I borrow Josh.
You can have it.
Okay.
Until dinner. Don't have to be
Now, if I actually try and go to push Josh forward this way, okay, he can actually push back. Okay. Okay. See how he's actually turned his body to get there? I actually have to do something
Now.
to break his structure. Okay. And remember we talked about...
Let's probably be sitting.
Just don't break it because I can't afford to feed it.
It might spread too, watch out.
Okay, no, let me just come around here. No, I want to turn you around so that you can see. Okay. Can you see his shoulder?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to push this way, right?
Oh.
Now Josh can push back. Can't he? Okay. What's he push back with?
His back legs.
Yeah, and he's also actually used his torsion structure
I change the feet.
to realignment. Yeah. Okay, so he's used a torsional structure to realignment. Okay. So what that means is I need to actually break the engagement of his torsional structure.
Up we go!
Pushing it up. Okay.
And then forward, yeah.
Now, see how I've actually broken his torsional structure? Okay. What have I done to his triangulation? Okay.
You've rock-boyded his triangulation.
So,
You robbed me of gravity!
okay, he's lost his triangulation because he's actually lost
Do this all
this
day.
little triangle on the floor. Okay, he's standing on a triangle. Okay? Standing on a point. Points are easy. Okay?
Like I said, please don't break it.
You're all paying for the video.
Okay. Now, the arc broke his structure. I could try and push as much as I like, and he's using strength against me. Okay? Because what can he do?
Using all my
He can
triangles.
use all of these muscles through here. Okay? And remember we talked about a working muscle is really hard to fight. So it's like, he's working those muscles, I'm going to straighten them. And stop them working.
You're enjoying that bit, aren't you?
It's actually a really good one to actually demonstrate. Okay.
We're enjoying it too.
Now, if everybody else wants to have a go with Josh, just so they understand,
I'm just thinking of all the money I'm going to get with the people wanting to see this happen to me.
Money. Who said you're getting it?
I'm not selling it for free!
So we're
you're not selling it.
rolling it, and what am I doing here?
Breaking another triangle and talking on here.
Okay, now I'm creating a triangle
It's going to work against
to
you.
control him with. Okay? And if I'm feeling particularly nasty, what do I actually have to keep doing?
Push against other triangles this way.
Send him forward.
Yeah. Okay. So you see a lot of that, and we saw it earlier with the coming in at that 45 degree to this triangulation. So that's an example of how those concepts get used in the wrestling to actually make people submit. Josh. Okay.
It's better looking than Kevin.
Okay. What do we know about the wrist?
It's strong in this direction, weak in this direction. Oh, so
No,
not
it's
as maneuverable.
strong in this direction, so he can push back. Okay. On the hinge, it's not very strong. Okay. It gets even better. Or, okay. You have a whole arm and I'm only using a finger. Okay, now, I'll relax off. Okay.
That's fine.
What's actually happening here, I'm pulling down here. So what do we know when I start working a muscle?
You're working all these muscles with work.
You're locking the elbow.
I'm now actually concentrating up on Look at what happens to his shoulder. Yeah. Okay.
Why?
It's my fault it's happened. Of course it makes sense.
Yes, but I'm not taking you home.
Wait, what? Wait, he's gonna break me so I can't drive home?
What do people think of this stance?
Hey, the dead fish in the other hand.
Yeah. But, okay, looking at this as a system, what do we see as a problem here?
There's no alignment. Well, at least
Don't like that wrist.
Yeah. The wrist is cocked. Alright, the elbow.
It's face down.
Constrained by the rib cage.
Yeah, okay. So I actually need to do something to unconstrain this bit, don't I?
So you pulled your hips back to take your ribs out of the way.
And frees up the elbow.
Withdraw the vita.
Resolve it. And look what happened when I did that. So I've gone from here, the wrist is actually unlocked a little bit. That actually lets me come across here, which actually covers that direct cut, stopping it from happening, which is what Saviolo says to do. Okay, so if you're getting hit, start looking at how you're aligning your body. Are you locking it up? Are you actually having something locked up? Okay. It doesn't matter what you do, you actually see a lot of this actually happens. Like, see this a few times?
Yeah.
This is old school SEO, this is old castle. Okay. Now he had one thing right, that he's actually trying to power straight down. Okay. The problem was,
That's the only thing you can do.
yeah, what's he actually done to his shoulder muscles here?
This kid's right up.
Yeah, it's overstretched, which is why they ended up with a lot of shoulder injuries up just in this muscle here. That's where it was going, wasn't it?
The great sword came down onto my shoulder.
I do it all the time.
I had a little bit to do with it.
I mean, yeah.
Whereas you start to look at some of the more modern SEA stuff coming through, and it's actually
Yeah, keeping the elbow in.
yeah, notice, and it was really interesting watching Corny teach this one because he talks about keeping the hand. Okay, and notice what he's now using for a power structure.
The torsion.
There's a whole torsion, rotation. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're actually starting to now use, instead of actually just using the arms, you're using your whole body. Okay. So once you actually start using your whole body, okay, if you're using your whole body, how much energy are you using?
All that you have, or at
All
least
the muscles assuming they're aligned and not his.
Yeah. Okay. You're delivering the same amount of power, but spreading the load over, instead of 3 or 4 muscles, over 17, 18, maybe 100 different muscles. So you're actually becoming more efficient in the way you actually move. Okay, so this is some of the other things you need to start thinking about. Am I only using one set of muscles, or am I actually making myself available to use a whole bunch more muscles? Okay. That's pretty much where I wanted to get to on the files. So, yes, Josh?
Also with that, is it also best to think about not just using a whole bunch of muscles, but using these strong muscles that are designed to move stuff as opposed to stabilizing as well? I mean, you can use a whole bunch of little muscles, but they're not meant to move stuff.
Yes.
More likely to wear out quicker. For one.
Exactly.
it's the tendinitis.
Tendonitis or blown shoulders.
But I,
Someone said to me, how do you actually tell all the knights in Riverhaven? The St. Florians. They're the ones on the injury list.
There's a lot of them on the injury list at the moment.
And it's all elbows and shoulders.
Overextending and...
Yeah.
the concept I've always kept when fighting is always think about pushing action with whenever you're doing attacks or doing any sort of movement.
That's actually a really good thing to demonstrate. Okay. There's... Just push. Okay. See how Josh is naturally pushing within his shoulders? Okay, this is the way our body's designed, because
He's
we
pushing
actually...
for his feet. He's pushing for his
Yeah,
feet.
but that's part of it, but so like we fall, and where do the hands go? We don't try and go like this.
We don't try and go like
We
this.
go like this. And it's like swinging through the trees. What are we aiming for?
shoulder width generally. Yeah.
Shoulder width, and to get it, elbows in, everything pushed off.
Yeah. Okay. And the other one is, you ever try to take candy off a baby? Okay. Okay. Baby doesn't pull to here. The baby goes, mine! Mine!
Everard,
Mine!